stories going around the Mallee right now, and we've got Ben Hooper, who is fronted up to take all the questions about the BDT amalgamation with none other than the Meningie Bears for 2023 and moving from Mallee football in 2023 across to River Murray. Ben Hooper is with us. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Evening, Flowman. Going very well, thank you.
All right. Well, the tough questions they've put in front of me, and they obviously are. BDT's made this announcement with Meningie today. Has it been long in the winds? Has it been a discussion that's been happening for a period of time?
No, we met yesterday and just decided we'd go and do it, I reckon, Flowman. The plan.
So in effect,
Justice.
It has been going on for a while, though, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Meningie have obviously identified a few of their weaknesses going forward, and they approached us 2 years ago pretty much to discuss an amalgamation, and we put it on the back burner. Was obviously we didn't see the need at that point in time, but what it did do, it did spark us to do a bit more of a substantial review of our own capabilities moving forward, and also to look a bit more at the sustainability of our club and the wider Mallee League as well. So after pretty much 18 months of consistently reviewing all aspects of footy within our region, we've made the decision to formally enter an agreement with them.
Okay, now, I've heard a few names muted about for what you could be called. The Coorong Crows was one that came across my desk. Is there a name that both clubs have decided upon, or is there still work to be done on what you're going to call yourselves?
Oh, there's a lot of work to still be done in all facets of the agreement, obviously, but... No, in principle, there's lots of names out there. The Coorong Mullets has been one floated around, which could draw a bit of a crowd. And my son wants us to be the Coorong Kookaburras. But in all honesty, I think we'll just be putting it out there and creating a bit of a competition around the name and new colours, new logo, everything. So we've identified that to make it happen, we sort of have to start from scratch.
And, of course, if you call yourself the Mullets, that means a change of hairstyle for a lot of your players.
Oh, they'll be flocking from all over Australia.
You might have the old Danny Southern. Remember him for the Western Bulldogs all those years ago, the great mullet man.
I do indeed, absolutely.
On the serious side, though, Ben, what does it mean for Mallee football? Do you become? I think you've probably been the hunted in terms of 12 premierships in 20 years. But now, for the rest of the season, does everyone out there from the Mallee, the rest of the clubs, go out there after BDT? And I mean, does it lift the ante? Are we going to see some? Well, let's just say some state of origin type of football being played?
Oh. Slow, man. To be honest, I've got no idea how this is going to be taken. A year ago, I would have said absolutely it would be hell for leather and a foot up butt on the way out. But I think that collectively the league has done quite a good job at starting to look at their own sustainability issues, and we've identified some pretty critical ones around our juniors, and I think everyone's on the same page that there's just fundamental change within our country regions in terms of some demographic shift that's out of everyone's control, and the way schooling's going these days, more people are travelling further and heading away to college at an early age. It's just challenging for all clubs across the state really to stay the way they are. So like I said, we've just made the decision to move while we've still got some operating currency. Yeah,
of course, the couple of sides, this the last club that moved towards this sort of thing was when the Woodney United boys and the Central Air Bulldogs got together and have formed an alliance and moved to the Eastern Air a couple of seasons back. And I know one of your mates from that region, Jared Sampson, who played a lot of games at BDT, they've had to go through that same sustainability and that question being asked. One more question just on the way in which this is going to be brought together. River Murray has a lot more grades in terms of junior grades. They have 18s, 16s, 14s, 12s, 10s, 9s, 6s, and they go on a fair bit. Do you think it's still, even with that in mind, for juniors for BDT moving with Meningie into a new club, is it going to be still more of the same? Is it just not solving a problem necessarily if say, the River Murray weren't to change their age groups?
Yeah, I guess there's two parts to it there. The River Murray are assessing their playing age groups, and I guess that's ultimately for them to decide. But it's rumoured that potentially there'll be one grade pulled out there somewhere, which would certainly help us. But at this stage, we've crunched the numbers and we've got enough to go out and produce all teams in every grade, both footy and netball. So that was the most encouraging part. And we've been really transparent from the get-go that with the Mallee Footy League that we were approached by Meningie and that we were going to do some due diligence and look into it. And all the way along, we have included them in the conversation and really tried to encourage all the other clubs to take a look at what we were doing and also, just to help them out as well. Might help some other clubs make some tough decisions as well.
Yeah, okay. And I should say everyone will want to know if you got to Meningie's home deck and Tintinara and Canalpin, does it mean that Canalpin becomes the training facility for the halfway point for the two?
Well, that would certainly make logical sense, but we're still a ways off of having any ironed or ironclad details in that, but certainly it would make sense for us to meet there more often than not. And yeah, I guess from the get-go, it's stated in the media release that it's a 50-50 agreement between the two clubs, so shared equally.